Welcome to the Nerd in You. I'm your host, Nathan. Our special guest today has been one of the most inspiring people in my life. Not just someone inspiring to follow, but someone who looked for inspiration in everything, quoting lines from movies that would undoubtedly inspire any who heard him. My longtime friend, Mitch Whetman. In my first recording, I shared a quote that really summed up a life experience. That quote went along the lines of life is a roller coaster and you're tall enough to ride it. With that in mind, I would like to kind of keep that theme. So let's get a glimpse of the roller coaster you've been on. We see the roller coaster being this exciting thrill full of twists and turns, gut wrenching drops that'll make your stomach sick and feeling the excitement of feeling the wind in your face. For our listeners to get to know you a little, what are a few of your top priorities and interests?
Yeah, thanks for having me. My top priorities and interests. Um, First and foremost, being a family man, married with a 1.5-year-old son, so that tends to take up a lot of my time and attention. Happily, it's everything to me. And then other hobbies and interests would be. Um, you mentioned movies. I'm a big movie watcher. Sports. Fitness, physical fitness, mental fitness. Those tend to sum up a lot of my personality.
Right on. Let's set some expectations for the ride. So we kind of see the parts of the roller coaster that we have to have. And we see some few fun turns and twists. We have big drops, little drops. These drops could be either really hard hitting things in your life or really exciting things. Uh, these twists and turns that kind of follow those would be things that follow in the category of interests and hobbies, things that help you get through an experience, or it could be something completely different. If you wouldn't mind sharing a few things about your roller coaster. So we've stood in line. It's our turn to ride the roller coaster with you. We're strapped into our seats. We're getting up to the incline, being dragged up to the very top. As we're getting ready to tip and start to go down, how would you describe this drop? What is the one thing that really hits you hard in life?
Hardest hitting. I know one of the episodes you did, you touched on um, depression and mental health and suicide awareness. I would definitely think my hardest points are. Um, Two of my family members have taken their own life, so that has been quite the uh, quite the twist and turn and down of my roller coaster. Um, but it's trying to find the silver linings and the good things about life that um, just make life a joy to experience and to make the most out of the hand you're dealt.
Yeah, I didn't realize that it was two. I knew about one of them.
Yeah, yeah, two. One shortly after we graduated, summer of 2010, and then another just 2 months ago. So it's been a lot of highs of getting married and starting my own family and having my own son, but then also um, losing family members, and especially in that way.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what has kind of been some of the things that help you rebalance, help kind of what's changed your perspective and what's the difference between the two of them?
It has been totally different because uh, in 2010 I had no other really responsibilities um, or anything like that. So it was much more, I was sulking in my sorrow. I was feeling all of the feelings. Um, just felt totally lost and abandoned and no path, and my life will never be the same, to where now having my own family and being a father and a husband, um, it certainly changes. I have to show up every day for my family, and I just have to make the most of it. And I want to give my son all the good things that I had, plus no of the other bad things. So I just want to show up for him in the best way, and I don't want him to grow older and become his own man and see me and think, I wish I would have known my dad when he was happier, when he was fun, or before all of these traumatic experiences. I don't want him to ever view me as any sort of washed up or has been or anything like that. I want to just be his hero. So it's showing up, it's focusing on what I can control, it's counting my blessings, all those things.
Yeah, those are really different perspectives, and it actually reminds me of one of my favorite quotes. I'm actually going to ask you to say it because you quoted it quite a bit.
Uh-huh. Yeah, life's not about how hard you can hit; it's about how hard you can get hit and keep standing up.
So what have you used in from the first experience to the second experience? What what have you used to help navigate you through these experiences? So this is the big drop, and we're just coming out of that, and we're starting to go on some twists and turns. So how have those helped you get out of that mindset?
Yeah, it's a great question. I would say my first one would probably be physical fitness. I feel like that was my greatest outlet, um, and an outlet that I still use very often. But um, there's just something rejuvenating about going in there and exerting yourself physically as much as you can. And I try and think about my my trauma, my trials during fitness, because I'm getting that physical release. So it just kind of feels good. It's my form of therapy, to go in and, like I said, just exert yourself and kind of decompress. Yeah, that seemed to be probably the biggest help to me, because a lot of my peers, they're going on missions, they're going off to college, they're getting married, and I'm going through this traumatic experience that no one uh, can really understand at the time. That experience was just so different from what everyone else had going on. So there wasn't a lot of feeling understood, I would say. So I think the gym was a really healthy outlet for me. And then the second time, still the gym and still real therapy. I think just totally indulging myself into fatherhood and just being a part of something a lot bigger than me, and having my own family, and having to set an example for my son. That's been the greatest help for me the second time around. Much different periods of life and a lot of mental maturation that goes on between being 18 and 33. So uh, yeah, two very similar but very different experiences.
So what kind of balance did that leave you with? How did you handle it?
It was probably an unhealthy balance to start. There was just something about, you still have to go to work, you still have to um, engage in your social life with family and friends and whatnot. So it was really nice to block out an hour of my day to where I could just, if I'm sad, if I'm mad, if I'm whatever, I just take it to the gym. I stew on it while just exerting myself physically as much as I can. And then the other 23 hours a day, I have to be a gangster. I just have to take care of my business and and do the best I can um, and to show up for the ones around me. So I think it's really important to find an outlet, whether it's the gym or drawing, painting, reading, writing, anything, putting in a movie. I love just putting in a movie and kind of unplugging for an hour and a half and just experiencing something totally different. I think that's a fun reset for me. Um, Yeah, I think it's so many things grieving. I think you need your own personal time to kind of sort through those really vulnerable feelings. And but the last thing you need to do is really isolate. There's a quote that I love, and it says, "Don't let your walls become your imprisonment." I think it's funny that people tend to put up walls to keep others out, but really you're just keeping yourself in simultaneously, and that's not good. And I think people who really suffer with mental health feel that they're going to be a burden. But name me one time someone's ever asked you for help and you haven't been thankful for it. We love to help people. We love for people to put their burdens or their feelings on us and help in any way we can. So I would say, um, definitely have your own space, but don't isolate yourself too much and don't feel like you're being a burden. Those were some of the mistakes I made the first time around, which can just, you're already going through such a hard time. Just don't make it harder on yourself, you know?
So as we get to this next point in your roller coaster of life, we got another drop coming up. What would you put in this last drop?
Really just the mental health um issues that I have been um affected by, I would probably say are really the only really hard obstacles that I've faced, or maybe there's nothing else really seems hard after those. um, I think probably the one now that's not as bad, but I still kind of struggle with is it's going to be hard for my son to never know his aunt or his grandpa. Um, and just the first time around, I was so focused on I want to make it through this so I can one day have my own family and be a really good family man. Um, and now that I'm here and most of my family is gone, it's sad to think that I won't just ever have the full picture of everyone there. So that's something that I struggle with from time to time. But I just tell myself, uh, if it's not okay, it's not the end. So I'm just trying to enjoy. My son's bigger today than he was yesterday, and he's learning new things, a lot of getting in trouble kind of things, and they just grow so fast. And so I don't want to miss this. So I'm just trying to soak it up as much as I can, and one day things may be better, and I'll have some answers, and um, I'll be more at peace with certain things. But I definitely don't want to ruin today thinking about what if.
Yeah, I'm actually just like half a step behind you. We just had our baby boy a few months ago back in February, and it's been awesome watching him grow up. But he's kind of in the same boat as you. He's not gonna get to know his grandma because my mother, she passed away from pancreatic cancer, and it has been really hard on me from time to time to have that realization and
Mhm.
not be able to have that relationship with her. But you still can emulate their life through stories and pictures, and that's been a little bit of a help in reminding me that that relationship can still exist. With family being so important to you, how do you feel like they have helped you through this?
Oh, they've been everything. My wife could not be more just supportive and helpful and understanding as can be. And and some days are worse than others, but just hearing my son laugh and smile and knowing that he's good. If he's good and my wife's good, then I'm good. Um, it's been so amazing to just have that love that you're now experiencing of your mini you, and what a breath of life it brings to a parent. Um, yeah, just wanting to show up for my family and make this life um, as wonderful as whatever my son wants to do with his life, just to provide that as best that I can. That's what keeps me going.
That's awesome. Have you guys, I know it's a little controversial, but how do you and your son spend time together? Do you guys do screen time together or what?
Oh yeah, yeah, no, we haven't gotten him like a tablet or anything, but if I turn on Tron Legacy or other movies, he definitely will sit and watch with me. It took a long time for him to do it, but his attention span is starting to go with that. And he loves to run around outside and do nothing in particular, just run around and go crazy. He hasn't really taken to any um, hobbies or anything yet. He's starting to get into the phase where he likes to roughhouse, so that's been a lot of fun, but not a lot of playing yet. Yeah, no, it's fun. It's pretty tame now. I'm sure in the next year.
For sure. Um, so we're just finishing up your roller coaster, pulling into that final turn, and then we're done. Uh, that last turn, let's jump into that and use your wife as that. Is there anything that you guys do together?
We both are into fitness. We're both into sports. Like we'll go play basketball and shoot hoops together. Um, Before him, we would have like our gym dates, and we were going to the movie theater every other weekend. Also, don't get to do that quite as much now, but yeah, we share a ton of common interests, so that makes dates and everything just so easy. Yeah, playing sports, watching movies, all the things.
I know you mentioned fantasy football. Does your wife do fantasy football with you?
Oh yeah, yeah, she plays. Yeah, every year we both say we're gonna quit, and then every year July comes around and we're like, all right, one more. This is our year. Yeah, we'll play that together. And we'll get some of her family and we'll play and she'll make awesome food for some big games, and that's yeah, it's one of the things that we bond over. My dad got me really into football, and I think fantasy is just such a good way to learn players and teams, and it makes any game. It could be the Browns versus the Titans, and you've got some skin in the game, and it's worth watching if it's on for you. So every game matters, and yeah, fantasy is tons of fun, and I was probably taking it a little too serious. I'd make Excel spreadsheets of air yards per attempt, and I was trying to just nail down the perfect team. But for those that are kind of interested in playing, but are maybe a little skittish, I would say just play because you can have your own Excel spreadsheets and still not win. It's so much of it is luck and injuries and surprise players that are the steal of the draft. So just play for fun and enjoy it.
So are you commissioner?
Oh yeah, yeah, commissioner and get some buddies and my wife to play, and it's just so much fun to be able to trash talk your friends and family and just to bond over that is fun. And then this last year, I've heard about dynasty teams where you draft your team and then you keep that team as you go. Like every year, your team is. I mean, you yeah, you can still trade players or cut them, and then every year you'll have a rookie draft just so you can replenish with the New Year's rookies, and so that's been fun. It makes you feel like a real. You can trade your draft picks and makes you feel like a real GM. So that was probably
That's cool.
uh, yeah deepened my obsession a little bit. It's a fun twist.
So what platforms do you use then?
I found a new one that I really liked. The people who make it are tech people, so it's just very intuitive and user friendly. It's called Sleeper, and that's yeah, it has everything you could need to just to brew your own perfect team. Yeah.
See, I am the commission. I have a league that I'm the commissioner of, and we've been doing it for the last few years. Uh, and we have probably started out with 16 people. Now I think we've knocked it down a little bit to about 8 to 10 people.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's been going on for about 3 years, and I've won once, and I'm pretty proud of myself for that.
Hmm. Which app do you use?
We use ESPN.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I've done ESPN and Yahoo. Another thing I like about Sleeper is if you have a game time decision guy that you like to start, if you can put in an auto sub to where if that guy ends up being out last minute, the app will just put your guy in for you. Pretty nice for like the early Sunday morning games and stuff, and or you're going to be out and you just don't really want to be watching your status like a hawk. You just set the auto sub. It has a couple of nice features like that that make it a little more fun for you. But yeah, I love fantasy.
So, what would you like to leave as your last words of wisdom?
Just say take care of your mental and your physical health and find that balance of doing things. You know, it's hard to pour from an empty cup, so don't be afraid to fill your cup sometimes when you need and take that alone time or watch your favorite movie or have a marathon or play fantasy football or go to the gym or whatever that may be. But then also just um, don't isolate yourself too much. Don't feel like a burden. There are people out there that love you and want to help you, or just want to be an ear. Sometimes that's all you need is just to vent to someone. Um, if I had to recommend a book, I read a book that I really liked called Men's Work that just goes over um, a lot of it's a therapist that wrote it, but he just asks a lot of questions that kind of pertain to how the male brain works with being vulnerable or um, you know, insecurities, feeling inadequate, whatever it may be. It has a bunch of questions that I would just go over with my wife because I feel like that was an easy thing to kind of set the table. And then I would just answer the questions to her. And I think that gave her great insight on and how I was raised, why I am the way I am, why I'm so cool, why I'm the best. No, uh, so that's a great book. Um, yeah, just fill your cup, people. Just do what you love. Find people that you love. Water that. Don't ever let it go. Cherish life. Life is meant to be so enjoyed, and there's so much good out there, despite all of the bad too. Just feed that good wolf and the two wolves. Feed the good wolf, the positive one. Just take care of yourself in all shapes and forms.
So we have a Facebook page called the Nerd in You podcast, and we also have a Discord link in there. If you want to get in and chat a little bit more specifically about things, that's a good place for it. I also want to thank you for taking time out of your day to come and do this. It's been great catching up with you and learning a little bit more about you and riding your roller coaster. Really appreciate you, Mitch. Next time we'll talk about Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, I'm ready anytime. No, thanks for having me. I think it's a great thing you got going. It was super great to catch up. I love and appreciate you.
Love and appreciate you too, man. Until next time, enjoy the nerd in you.